Baby, that was a buzzer beater. I hit live. I guess I should probably turn that off. I hit live, and then I immediately realized the camera was unplugged. I realized that the screen wasn't set up right. I was a mess. It was a total mess, but I got it up just in time, just as she said. You got it up. You gotta get it up. Gotta get it up, baby. How's it everybody doing? It's been a minute. I feel like it's been too long. Baby. I didn't even like redo the stream. I just decided to just reuse the same stream from last time. So if anybody chat it before, I haven't been able to see the whole chat because I just started it. So I just started the overlay because I was like, oh crap, I just started this stream. And I literally don't have anything. I don't have anything set up and ready to go. So, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you guys got a chance to see me on K-Huck last night, even though I was using my web. I have all this expensive gear, and poor K-Huck gets me on her stream with my webcam. Which, by the way, the webcam mic is terrible compared to what I'm talking on now. So poor K-Huck didn't even get the best experience of talking with me. And she just rolled with it too. She didn't even complain. She didn't complain or nothing. So she's a sweetheart. So make sure you guys go show love to K-Huck. How's everybody doing? How are y'all doing? Because I'll be honest, I don't feel like anything is working over here. I don't have, it's been a minute since I streamed. I've been working hard on this video that's going to be coming out probably this weekend. It's my Star Wars Ahsoka Tano Season 1 breakdown. So I'm excited for that because I've really put a lot of, far from like what I could potentially do if I really, really took my time, but I took my time with this video. I made sure it was really good. I'm right. I still got to write the music to it because that's how I do it now, even though sometimes I still use AI music to kind of punch it up. If I need like a full band or something, I'll usually use AI music, but I usually play the piano now to the videos so that I can kind of change the, like, actually learned how to play the Star Wars song real quick. I'll show you. Something like that. I'm playing with my left hand, so it's all weird. But I figure I can do it and change it up just enough that it doesn't get hit with like a copyright strike. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to make it like a fun experience for everybody who gets a chance to like sit down and actually like get to do it. Did I miss roll call lately? Just dropping in to say hello. Good night. This is Sunset Needs to Sleep. I totally get it, Sunset. Thank you for stopping by. And no, we didn't do roll call yet because I was trying to make sure everything's set up right. I think I almost feel like I need to like restart this computer over here because the screen isn't coming up. So maybe if I restart it, it'll come up here. Because I opened up OBS, of course, without that source being available. And now OBS is like, well, then you can't have it. If it's not open when we start, you can't have it. But I can still stream without it if I have to. But I just like it because I prefer it. It makes everything a lot easier for me. So, but I did upload a test screening of the new Ahsoka video. Hey, I don't care where you guys go as long as you're watching, you know, but I definitely will be honest, lately needs the love. It needs the love. We're up to 130. We had 131 subscribers, but someone dropped off. Somebody was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do it with this dude. I can't deal with this dude. By the way, guys, I made a short about Destiny on TikTok, and it's at 100,000 views, guys. 100,000. Can you believe that? Your boy has gone viral for the first time in ever. First time ever reaching 100,000 on my TikTok. So if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, go check it out. Because I thought it was, I thought it'd be cool. 100,000 views. It's got 2,000 likes. And I only have 3,000 subs. So apparently, I know I'll put something on TikTok and it'll go somewhat like it'll get easily 1,000 views, but then I'll put that same video on YouTube Shorts and it won't go anywhere. Nobody will watch it. It's crazy. But all of a sudden now it's like, yeah, I don't want this stuff. Windows. Why are you trying to make me sign up for this stuff now? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm declining it. Why is it? I wonder if it updated or something when I restarted it. But yeah, anyway, so this was a really fun opportunity to get a chance to. It's the first time in my life I've ever hit 100,000 anything. So, and I know it's a TikTok view, so it's probably like the equivalent of like maybe, I don't know. It's like probably the equivalent of 50K views on YouTube or on like a long thing, which I've reached before. So I don't know. What would you guys equate? Tell me what you guys think. How many views on TikTok equate to one view on YouTube? Because TikTok could go like straight through, but you know, people could just skip around and not pay attention to anything. So that's neat. That's cool. I'm looking rather rock starry tonight, I think. I'm looking rather rock star. I got the khaki cap on with the white shirt, baby. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I'll tell you that much. Let me try and see if I can get this computer to come back up real quick, because it needs to. It needs to.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solon Luna gifted Mackenzie a membership.
Hey! Let's go.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solon Luna gifted How We Do Daily a membership.
Thank you so much, Soul. She's
Hell
making
yeah,
it known,
this party
guys.
just keeps
Making it
getting
known
better.
she's here.
The more the merrier.
Solon Luna gifted Hanny_Lee a membership.
Honey underscore.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solon Luna gifted C a membership.
Oh well. Hang on,
Hell
let me
yeah, this
pull it
party
up.
just keeps getting better.
Celebratory.
The more the merrier.
Solon Luna gifted Debbie Long a membership.
Oh, Debbie Long. Dib. Hang on, I got you, Soul. I got you, girl. Hang on. Here it is. I'm going to call that the soul roll. It's the soul roll, baby. The soul roll. Yeah, I don't know why my second computer's not even coming up on it. So it looks like I'm going to have to do it old school. We'll do it live. I guess we're going to be reviewing stuff on just one computer tonight, and that's okay. We can live. That's how I got my start, baby. How's everybody doing? Let's do a quick roll call. Now, I'm just going to assume Sarah Noden Little has commented at some point. So again, like I said, I opened up the chat late, which means I can't scroll all the way back to the beginning of the chat unless I go all the way over to where the stream is on YouTube. And we don't got time to do that. So let's do a quick roll call. We got Jammer in the house. We got David Boldo Podcast. How's it going, David? Good to see you, brother. Daniel's crew, can we build a membership on here now? On Later Lately? I don't think so. Not yet. That hasn't been monetized, and you can't build memberships or anything over there yet, but that would be cool. Yeah, Sarah was here. I just know she was. Just got home now. Got to do real estate class. Well, go make that money. Let's see here. Tina. Yeah, if I missed anybody, just let me know, and I will course correct as seen fit by yours truly. But I could also just go to the live and see if I could scroll up there. If I missed anybody, that's me. I know that guy. Carla, stop over on Twitch. My rogue Twitcher over there. The rogue Twitch one. Yeah, I don't like this because Restream chat doesn't let me scroll up anymore. It used to if I pop it out, it doesn't let me scroll up. That's only so that I can monitor it. But I can go and look at the YouTube chat, but that's going to cut out. Yeah, just say you're here if you're here. Rajir is here, Soul's here, Daniel's crew's here. Obviously, Sunset Shadow is here. Who else we got? I saw Jammer. I said him. I said David's podcast. Who else? E-Shift's here. I see E-Shift. I see the bluest of Jays here. Kevin Z's here. I was waiting for the chat to come up. Now I can actually go and look. There's Soul's beautiful 5 gifted memberships. J-Sauce, because it's tropical. I see J-Sauce here. How's that going? How you doing, girl? How you doing? Like Wendy Williams. How you doing? I'm not afraid to get in touch with my Wendy Williams side, you know? Kevin Z's not sure if he's here, but he wants to be here. He's like, I'm not, I kind of feel here. I kind of feel present, but I'm also not entirely sure if I'm actually here. So that's cool. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's so awesome to have you guys here. Oh, what are we going to talk about tonight, guys? What are we going to talk about tonight? What's Lyrics talking about? Let's go stream snipe Lyrics and see what he's talking about real quick. I guess I should probably go down in the corner where I belong, but first I got to shield the channel. There I am, I'm down in the corner. Down in the corner. Out here in the streets where the been gone, can be beat. That's the way the words go, and I'm sticking to it, baby. I'm sticking to it. All right. There we go. There's Mr. Works. That wascally wabbit over there doing this thing. Wait a minute. Why didn't the chat go ahead of that? Yeah. All right, so let's see here. What is Mr. Lyrics talking about tonight? Why is he now?
Yeah, I don't even know if I could show that on screen. Okay, we're back to back. We literally got the two sides of the fucking fan base.
Wow.
We get the meme.
I go over to Lyrics. I'm on Lyrics' channel, stream sniping him for 2 seconds, and he ends up getting, he has blackface on there. Oh my God, look at that attractive thumbnail. Look at that attractive thumbnail, guys. That's me. What am I even doing? What am I even doing in that? Is that really the thumbnail they chose for me? That one? That's what they chose. That's what they chose for me? God damn it. Hey, you know what? Some people might be curious enough to try to check it out, I guess. Yeah, apparently I have the best thumbnails if YouTube picks them. I'm just going to start doing like the aunt and uncle, the boomer angle where just the phone's just down here and you go like this. That's what I'm going to do from now on. Oh, man. Did you guys see that crazy ass crash that happened on... Oh, my God. Brett Cooper's back. Is this her first video here?
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Brett Cooper Show. I am so happy that...
Wow, she got 1 million views on her first video. She's almost got 1 million views.
After weeks.
She's almost got 1 million views, and she's only had 2 videos, and she almost got 1 million subscribers. Tell me that is not a powerhouse person on the internet right there, folks. Tell me that is not someone who is a straight-up powerhouse. You look awfully scared. I am. Like, there's someone in the house with me. At least you aren't mid-blink. Yeah, like him, I'm just like... That would be good, though. I'd probably enjoy... I'd probably laugh about that. The DC crash is messed up. Yeah. I was going to talk about that a little bit because that is insanity. And I saw Trump's live stream about it earlier. from the White House, and the dude, like, what's up, Nintendo Mail? The funny thing about Trump is he's not. If you know anything about aviation and aviation crashes, you're not like supposed to speculate on stuff before the investigational place actually gets to check it out. And Trump's on the podium just like, yeah, I don't know how the you may have fooled me, but I don't know how the Black Hawk couldn't see the aircraft. Something really went wrong. It could have been a dire accident. I almost want to show you guys this real quick. Let me show you. Actually, I am going to show you guys this real quick. Brett Cooper with 1 million subscribers and almost a million views on her first video. Oh yeah, by the way, K-Huck, what were you thinking with this thumbnail? Where did you even get that picture of me? Where did you even get that? Oh my God. I was like, where did she get that? I guess she must have screenshotted it from one of my videos. But I was watching the White House briefing earlier. I guess I could just type it in, but I guess I could just type it in earlier. You could see all the Star Wars stuff from the screen clips that I've been grabbing for my videos. Do they take down the stuff? But anyway, this is a quick.
SB is leading the
This is a quick look at the plane of the crash that happened on in Washington, which is really, really sad, incredibly sad that in 2025 we could still find a way to let something like this happen, because you'd think we'd know better by now, right? You'd feel like we would know better. Why the hell is this all crazy on my side? What's crazy on your side? What's going on over there, Daniel's crew? This is gonna be a laid back stream, because when I'm so hell bent on like getting videos done, I kind of put the stream on high, like on second best. But I do like, because I get so into like the creative process of making a video. But I think you guys will like the Star Wars video that I'm doing for you guys. We also had the Cali fire, yes, and the Cali fires. Everything is going nuts in the world right now. Everything's going nuts in the world. But anyway, let's take a look at this plane crash investigation. I heard EG puts up on the back burner. I put everything up on the back burner. That's how I do. No, not us. Up.
Recovery efforts near Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. At least 28 bodies have been pulled from the Potomac River.
Damn.
The American Airlines jet was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while the Army Black Hawk helicopter had 3 soldiers on board. Our Darius Johnson has been following this situation all morning long for us. Darius, a really heartbreaking scene near the nation's capital.
Ladies, absolutely unbelievable. So far, the bodies recovered include 27 from the aircraft and 1 from the helicopter. This is a challenging and grim recovery mission for the hundreds who are searching through the water and through the debris. It was just before 9 last night Eastern.
No, I haven't, Fellaine. I have not forgotten the side project. We're definitely going to do that, because I want to talk about the German. So me and Avocados are going to be working together she's going to be taking me on a tour of a German locale guy, and it should be pretty entertaining. I'm excited. I'm actually once I get this done, I'm going to be are you on an iPhone, DC? Oh, okay. I thought you were but I'm excited to do that with you, Fellaine. We're definitely going to do that 100%. I just want to get this video done first so that I can focus on all the other things, including the stream. Because then once I put the video up, I'm going to take a little break between now and the next video and focus on like the streaming stuff. But since I'm so close to being done this Star Wars video, I just want to get it done and up and out,
Time when American Eagle Flight 5342 was approaching for landing at Reagan National when it collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter.
How does that even happen?
You saw that flash in the sky. The helicopter was on a training flight. The passenger plane was coming from Kansas and split in half upon impact. It's now sitting in 3 different sections in the freezing Potomac River. The murky water goes about 8 feet deep and is full of ice, making the recovery very difficult. Crews are sifting through through luggage, and divers were able to swim through the cabin. That team has also located what appears to be 2 black boxes. Air traffic controllers report they had communication with the helicopter about a nearby aircraft. Right now, the NTSB...
Daniel's crew, are you on Later lately, or are you on EG lately? Because if you're on Later with Lately, there's no memberships over on that channel. But if you're on EG lately, your membership should appear if that's what you have. But again, it blows my mind to think about how this could happen in 2025 when we have so many advanced systems in place to avoid this, including but not limited to like the collision alert that comes on airplanes. Now, obviously, it should have been the helicopter to move out of the way of the aircraft because the plane isn't going to be able to move. It's a commercial, airliner. So it's not going to be able to bob and weave and come to a complete stop like a helicopter could, but...
is leading the investigation with assistance from the FBI, the FAA, and the Pentagon.
So the next phase of this operation is going to be led by the NTSB. All of us are working together, though, to search the area and find the victims. I'm confident that we will do that, and that will take us a little bit of time, though. It may involve some more equipment.
Sadly, we're starting to learn more about the victims. We've learned some of those on board were Russian figure skaters and several members of the U.S. figure skating community. Of course, we're going to continue to follow this story. Ladies, back to you in studio.
All right, Darius, thank you.
Very sad. Very, very sad. Sad stuff. That this could happen nowadays is especially with the way that we should be so advanced. No, not white liberals versus black. What the hell am I doing here? White House. And immediately, even that goes to race. I want to see if I could pull up the Trump thing because it is kind of funny. President Trump holds briefing on aviation disaster. Now, the incident is not funny, but the way that Trump does his interview is actually kind of funny. The Black Hawk should never have been there. The Potomac is airspace for the airport. Yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot about this investigation because it could have been pilot error, but apparently the Black Hawk knew about the airplane being there. But anyway, let's listen to Trump because this is actually I'm going to, as somebody who knows how these things work when it comes, because I'm such a fan of military aircraft and stuff. I know how these investigations work. And Trump just pretty much, he just goes, you know what? Screw an investigation. I'm going to tell you guys what happened right now. I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think happened.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for the victims and their families, please. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mr. Trump. I'm sorry, President Trump.
I speak to you this morning in an hour of anguish for our nation.
I'm gonna speed him up a
before
pinch.
9 p.m. last night, an American Airlines regional jet carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter carrying 3 military service members over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C., while on final approach to Reagan National Airport. Both aircraft crashed instantly and were immediately submerged into the icy waters of the Potomac. Real tragedy. The massive search and rescue mission was underway throughout the night, leveraging every asset at our disposal, and I have to say the locals...
Wait, J-Sauce. Yeah, Trump on his meme coin. I don't know anything about it except I launched it. Did he really launch that meme coin? I had no idea. I thought that somebody else launched it.
State, federal, military, including the United States Coast Guard in particular, they've done a phenomenal job. So quick, so fast. It was mobilized immediately.
Just the way he says stuff, so quick, so fast. I gotta tell you, never seen the Coast Guard get together like that before. Granted, we're talking about a very sad moment, but this is a comedic channel, so if you're here to get sad, you're in the wrong place.
The work has now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors. This was a dark and excruciating night in our nation's capital and in our nation's history, and a tragedy of terrible proportions. As one nation, we grieve for every precious soul that has been taken from us so suddenly, and we are a country of really, we are in mourning.
Oh, okay, Jay Sauce,
really
thank
shaken
you.
A lot of people, including people very sadly from.
Yeah, that coin made a lot of people very wealthy, and then probably also made a lot of people very poor as well. My crypto is not doing anything right now. Literally doing nothing. If anything, I think I'm losing money, but I still have faith. The bull run is still gearing up. I'm going to be saying that next year. It's still gearing up, folks. It's going to happen anytime. He made $16 billion in fees alone, while his fund have. Well, dang, dude. He's probably. No wonder he loves crypto, Jay Sauce.
Other nations who were on the flight.
Hawk
To
to
the
you,
family
girl.
members back in Wichita, Kansas, here in Washington, D.C., and throughout the United States and in Russia. We have a Russia contingent of very talented people. Unfortunately, we're on
no
that
worries,
plane.
Jamer.
Very, very, very sorry about that. Whose loved ones were aboard the passenger jet. We can only begin to imagine the agony that many who have so tragically perished.
I just want to skip the parts where he's kind of reading off of something, because when he goes off script is when this gets funny.
Says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is too white, and we want the people that are competent. But now we mourn and we pray, and would like to ask all Americans to join me in a moment of silence as we ask God to watch over those who have lost their lives and bring.
We just had a moment of silence, Trump. Are we doing another one?
You had a.
Okay, here we go. All right, this is where I feel like he's going to go off script and he's going to start being like, I'm going to tell you guys, I know exactly what happened here. All right. If I was flying, I'll tell you one thing. If I was flying that helicopter, this wouldn't have happened. Trump launching memes to stack, but swapping into Bitcoin before strategic reserve confirmed, filling his own bags first. You watch. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. My dad made $30K or so with the crypto and quit while he was at. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You wait for it to go back down and then you reinvest.
Airliner coming in, American Airlines. He was doing everything right. He was on track. He was the same track as everybody else. They came in. It's probably the same track as they've had for 25 years or more.
I'll tell you what. The airline, good pilot. I mean, I don't know him personally, but that's what they told me. They told me he was a great pilot.
He's coming in the path. And for some reason, he had a helicopter that was at the same height, obviously when they hit, but pretty much the same height, and going at an angle that was unbelievably bad. When the air traffic controller said, do you see, he was talking about, do you see him? But there was very little time left when that was stated. And then also...
See, like, he's not... I'm sure the FAA is probably like, Trump, please shut the hell up. We're not supposed to be, like, disclosing, first off, any of this stuff. Secondly, like, we're not... Like, we haven't even conducted our investigation yet. We haven't even pulled all the bodies out yet. And Trump's over here being like, I know what happened. I know. Trust me, I saw it. I just happened to be looking out the White House window when all this went down. That's what they tell me. They tell me it was a big fireball. Fieriest ball I've ever seen.
So he said, follow him in. And then almost immediately after that, seconds after that, there was the crash that took place. Well, you follow
What's
him
up,
in,
Kim?
that means like everything's fine. Follow him in. You had a pilot problem from the standpoint of the helicopter. I mean, because it was visual. It was a very clear night.
What's up,
It
Kangaloo?
was cold, but clear, and clear as you could be.
We're just watching Trump totally screw over the FAA investigation of this crash that happened which is a very sad crash, very tragic. But Trump is by no means supposed to be going out and like giving his whole opinion on how this crash happened, and he's just because the FAA is supposed to do these investigations before they release this information. That's pretty standard processing. They were approximate. Yes, they were. Yeah, it was crazy. I seen the video of it. I don't like. That's a 1 in a million situation for that helicopter that happened to be in the path of that plane. Like that. It's kind of like if you would have just looked like you do when you're crossing the road, look both ways. I feel like you had to have seen it. You know.
American Airlines plane had lights blazing. They had all of their landing lights on. I could see it from the Kennedy Center tape. We had a tape up on the Kennedy Center. That seems to be the primary. Thus far, I'm sure we'll see other tapes because it's such an area where there are a lot of cameras looking up into the air, into space.
A lot of cameras. So many cameras, they tell me. More cameras than you could ever imagine. America's got the most cameras, and they were all pointed in a direction. We're probably going to get so many angles, so many videos of this crash. So many.
So we'll probably see many other shots of it before too much.
I'm sure he was briefed on it, Daniel's crew, but I'm pretty sure that he's not supposed to come out and tell the American people about this stuff yet. Like all he's supposed to do is come out and go, "What happened is very, very sad. Let's let the investigation do what it needs to do. I don't want to speculate on anything right now." And the very best cameras, point it so far in the space. I'll tell you, you can see Saturn. You can see Saturn. I've seen these cameras. Beautiful cameras. Beautiful, marvelous cameras. They were all pointed up in space, looking at Space Force. But he does have a limited vocabulary, but it is a funny vocabulary. Like this is why Trump being in office is good for everybody because it's entertaining. It's better than Biden, who probably would have went up there and been like, "What the crash and the plane? You know, I'm just gonna let John P. Where's the Cabbage Patch lady at? Let her come up and talk about this." Oh, I've seen Saturn through a telescope. It is gorgeous. Yeah. Kiss. Spectacular. Yeah. I just want to go through all of Jay Sauce's things. So many cameras. They're marvelous cameras. Let me tell you, the really spectacular cameras. Spectacular cameras pointed at space. The great beyond. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I once had a conversation with him about space. Saturn, so beautiful. So beautiful.
Much time goes by. But we had a situation where
Oh, I'm sorry you're at the hospital.
That had the ability to stop. I have helicopters. You can stop.
The best people made those cameras. The best. I've met them. American made. Those cameras were made right here in America. You can guarantee it. None of that China stuff. This would be peak Carlin content. Yes. Oh my God, George Carlin would have a field day with this.
Stop a helicopter very quickly. It had the ability to go up or down. It had the ability to turn. And the turn it made was not the correct turn, obviously.
You know, helicopter is a marvelous helicopter. You know, helicopter could go up, it can go down, it can go side, it can go side. Helicopter could just stay in one place. It could hover. You guys know helicopters, right? Beautiful helicopters. Some of the best helicopters I've ever seen. Some of the best. At the end of his term, it will be the same age as Biden at the end of his term. Yeah, but he's already starting off stronger, I guess.
And it did somewhat the opposite of what it was told. We don't know that would have been the difference because the timing was so tight. It was so little. There was so little time to think. But what you did have is
so little time. They had hardly any. That plane, when it was flying in, and that helicopter, when it was flying in, they had no time to react. I'll tell you, no time at all. That plane was on that helicopter like a cat on a mouse. I'll tell you guys. Very sad, but beautiful plane. Beautiful. But did I mention the cameras? The cameras are marvelous. Spectacular cameras. Some of the best cameras, they say. We'll have so many angles, so many great angles to watch later. It was the Democratic Party turn, not a good. Yeah, it was not a good turn.
You had vision. The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision of it all the way, perfect vision of it all the way from at Kennedy Center where the tape was taken. And for some
See, he can't say that because first off, they don't have the black box recordings. Well, they probably reviewed some of the black box stuff from the plane for sure. I know they recovered them, but I'm pretty sure they have like the FAA has to actually like pull the tapes from them, listen to what happened, get the stuff from the aircraft, air traffic control. What messages were they sending to the airplane? What messages was the airplane getting? What messages was the helicopter getting? It's so nuts to me that he'd sit here and be like, the helicopter saw them. We know they saw them because I just don't believe it. Like if the helicopter saw them, unless the guy flying the helicopter had a straight up death wish or was like somehow we find out that this guy was somehow, indoctrinated into a terrorist organization or a terrorist cell. Like you can't exactly, Neon Trion. FAA is probably still going through the recordings and everything else. Yeah, we're not going to get a report on this probably for weeks. And Trump's out here being like, I know they saw them. You look at the video. You see the bright lights. The helicopter can go up. It can go down. It can go left. It can go right. It could stop on a dime.
For some reason, there weren't adjustments made. Again, you could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped the helicopter. You could have gone up. You could have gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down. You could have turned. You could have done a million different maneuvers. For some reason, it just kept going and then made a slight turn.
I saw somebody on TikTok say that the black. I don't trust anything I see on TikTok, by the way. I'm just making this clear. But some guy was saying that there was some important person on the helicopter, and that's why it was why it went down or something. The Martians did it. There's some people say the Martians were behind this. I wouldn't be shocked.
At the very end, and by that time it was too late.
Yeah, Neon Trion.
They shouldn't have been at the same.
They'll play out the scenario 100 different ways to see what the most likely scenario is. Apparently, Diesel is leaking stuff right now. Leaking stuff about this
Height, because if it wasn't the same height, you could have gone under it or over it, and nobody realized.
Fake news. That's fake news, Ruggiero.
At the same height, still wouldn't have been great, but you would have missed it by quite a bit. Could have been 1,000 feet higher. It could have been 200 feet lower, but it was exactly at the same.
Oh, FPS Diesel's leaking. What stuff is he leaking? Destiny stuff?
Same height, and somebody should have been able to point that out. So all of this is going to be studied, but it just seems to me, from a couple of words that I like to use, the words common sense, some really bad things happened.
There's Miss Lately. Miss Lately in the chat tonight.
Happened that shouldn't have happened. So you had a helicopter.
Oh, by the way, guys, this weekend, I'm not saying for sure, but me and Miss Lately might come on. She might join me to do a stream where we talk about the stuff that's going on with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and that guy that is in a lawsuit with them because she's really into that. And I told her I'd bring her on and we could talk about that, and she can give us all the deets about what she knows about it. I grew up in DFW area, and yeah, it took them years to understand wind shear because of the randomness. Yeah, it's insane. Like there's so many different things that need to come in to play on this stuff. And anytime there's lives lost, which usually happens in an aircraft accident, especially collision, that's like extra attention because this could easily been avoided.
After going in identical direction, you had a helicopter that was at the exact same height as somebody going in essentially the opposite direction.
West Side Tyler. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the West Side Tyler stuff yet. I know that K-Huck was telling me about it yesterday. We'll go check it. We'll see what he's doing. This doesn't go much longer. I guess we kind of got the point. It goes left, it goes right, and then he brings someone up. All right, let's go see what Since we're just kind of winging it tonight, let's go see what FPS Diesel's doing. We're gonna stream snipe him, baby. Do. Is he live right now? I thought you said he was leaking stuff right now. Is he not leaking stuff right now? Or is it on his other? Oh, it's on his other channel. Okay. Oh, he didn't start yet. Okay. Well, then we can go back to Trump until he starts. Let me just go back down. We'll watch Trump until Diesel goes live.
And you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there. And I think that is a core part of what President Trump is going to bring and has already brought to Washington, D.C. is we want to hire the best people because we want the best people at air traffic control, and we want to make sure we have enough people at air traffic control.
Thank you for the 20 gifted, though. Very based.
All right.
So
I have no clue what's going on with this.
So yeah, I was polite to Tyler for a long time because I liked him. That was really it. And that's something that I've repeated before. I repeated it last stream when I talked about this. And we'll play some clip chimps of Tyler as well. But Tyler went live today, basically talking about this and talking about the drama that he's in. So let me break it down in a very simple way. Tyler didn't like Beckett's coverage of Destiny's leaks with Pixie. He didn't like that. So, in result to that, he responded by basically, long story short, this goes from Tyler accusing Beckett of doing bad journalism to accusing Beckett of sweeping for like pedophiles and stuff like that, right? And basically accusing much of commentary of being pedophile harborers, right? And I've said this before, where when you say stuff like that, you're basically just calling somebody a pedophile. So that is what Tyler's been doing.
I'm going to move my chat over
already. I've been paying attention and following as Tyler's been saying these things. And I feel that these things are very disingenuous and dishonest and very slanderous to say about people.
True.
You know, I haven't gotten on stream and said anything about Tyler that is disparaging, really. I do find what he's doing pretty reprehensible just overall. But, you know, people want to basically... there's been a lot of people in the political sphere saying things like, oh, well, you know, commentary is like okay with slurs and stuff like that, which I've never been okay with slurs.
People
right?
becoming
Apparently
members.
The term spurg is a slur, which is like whatever. But like a lot of these people that are in Tyler's community are going around basically acting like little woke scold bullies. Tyler being the biggest of them all. Now, a few months ago when I had met Tyler and had a conversation with him in private, the conversation was basically about this exposed video, right? The problem with the exposed video was a lot of things, but you know, there was a lot of things that Tyler was accusing us of recently, and after reading the script, I've noticed that it's kind of the same thing, right? But yeah, basically Tyler's a streamer. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah, Blue Jay, I see you over there, cheater.
And when I did my stream sweeping with Beckett, he basically is pedo-jacketing everybody, including myself. I should mention, though, that even though I'm included in that of being pedo-jacketed, he's very much more velvet gloved with me. And I think that's because I'm a much larger YouTuber and I've been doing this a longer time than Tyler. He's been very nice to me despite being very disparaging to my friends and saying really heinous things. Currently... Him
is kind
and
of
President Sunday, another streamer who's involved in this drama, are debating, and it is a very bad debate, and it is going very badly. It's basically just a big internet slap fight where Tyler's calling...
I'm assuming that he must have had like his notification set to queue up when he went streaming again, so it was just dumping out all the stuff that's happened since the last time he streamed. That's my guess.
Exposed video, the script of the exposed video that Tyler did not that Tyler wanted to put out, and then I convinced him to not put out, right? So I am going to leak this now, and we are going to read this video. And basically, I will be comparing it to the recent drama, because you're going to notice that the things that he is accusing me, Beckett, Chud, Queeman, Sunday, many other streamers of are things that he had done in the past. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm absolutely okay with like President Sunday or Aiko. I don't really know the guys. I have friends that have been in beefs with them, so I'm not necessarily friends with them, but I'm not going to be disparaging against Sunday or Aiko because they've never been disparaging against me.
What about E.G. Lately with that 100,000 TikTok view, baby? Let's go.
Absolute freak show. President Sunday and Aiko's necrophilia sexual harassment campaign. Right? And I'll make sure, chat.
We got 20
compare.
gifted.
Now, I got a copy of this video script from Tyler, right? It was shared via Google Drive, which is how I have a copy of it, because Google Drive saves shared documents in history. So, there we go. Now, with that being said, let us continue on and figure out what the fuck is inside this. Okay?
All right, so I am familiar with the Destiny situation, so I got that on my side, but I
should
don't know.
mention,
I don't
by the
know
way,
much about
another
Tyler.
really frustrating thing is that when I privately spoke to Tyler, he immediately turned around on Discord and mentioned me by name. When I give a nut check, that doesn't mean that you can go use me as Cloud Capital. That's really cringe, and you're cringe. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like being used as Cloud Capital. I felt that I was developing a pretty positive relationship with Tyler, so it was very annoying that I found out recently after our first interaction he was immediately name dropping me like some fucking Californian, wannabe star or something.
I will admit I've been guilty of that, but I learned to stop doing that. But you get excited the first couple times you talk to a big creator and you want people to know. But now that I've been doing it for a little while, I realize that I can't be talking about that shit,
I can actually just turn them off.
It is
the stream,
cringy. It is cringy.
There. You should be good. Why do you keep leaving them on? Because I sometimes am fed information. All right. So, chat, first of all, trigger warning. Sexual assault, necrophilia, spousal abuse.
So Tyler is apparently a guy who's going after Beckett, who's of Cope and Seath, who, if Beckett don't come on the show soon, I'm going to go after myself, son. How about that? How you like that? I'm going to come after you myself, Tyler. I mean, not Tyler. I'm going to come after you myself, Beckett. Huh? How you like that?
The Groomer Defense League, very appropriate behavior to hear, so that's great. But yeah, preamble. My name is Tyler from Westside Tyler Live, a YouTube live stream channel focused on lefty commentary. Blah, 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 who cares? I started talking to another streamer, President Sunday, early in 2024,
I'm literally blocking
and built a bog standard, friendly, and professional relationship
Diesel.
with him. He started getting weird and patronizing in our interactions until this all culminated in him trying to blow up an extremely serious story on CSA in order to fix my version and take credit as some sort of mentor or some shit. So this is in relation to the Demon Mama story. I don't really fucking know the details of that, right? But from what Beckett has told me, it seemed like Tyler did a pretty bad job. And Beckett was like, guys, Tyler's new. He just doesn't understand, right? He was weird as fuck, so I blew up our relationship by criticizing him over his unprofessionalism. So this is something that you might have noticed happened to Beckett recently. Beckett was criticized for being unprofessional from Tyler because of his recent coverage of Pixie. However you feel about the coverage of Pixie is whatever, and Tyler is allowed to defend or to criticize Beckett for that lack of professionalism, right? He was threatening to go after Demon Mama's chatters. Well, you know what's interesting, Gerald, is that that's happening again with this current situation. He is basically pointing the finger at both creators and their fan bases, saying that, it's like a pedophile harboring and that we all make exceptions for criminals in situations if we like them.
I'm guessing that is talking about Destiny and people being protective of Destiny. I think it's more complicated than that. I think that bigger creators tend to know one another and if you've known someone for a long time, you're a little less likely to sell them out. But I'm going to be honest. I don't really want to react to this because it's Diesel's video. It's Diesel's stream. Reacting to a stream is weird, in my opinion. I don't personally get it, but if you guys want to talk about the Destiny stuff, we can talk about the Destiny stuff because he did respond to. He did respond. He did put out a video talking about it. Yeah, this is so Destiny actually speaks about it here. So we'll watch this. I don't feel comfortable watching nothing against Diesel, but it just, I don't know. Watching someone else's stream while I'm streaming, I feel like I'm denying I'm just using that guy's stream as my content, and that's not how I do things over here. That's not really how I do things. So, but we can always check it out later and just cherry pick the good stuff that we want to talk about at a different time. But I'd rather do my own thing, to be honest with you. So what we're gonna do is Destiny actually spoke up about some of the stuff that's been going on with him against his lawyer's advice. So let's hear what he has to say.
In recent news, Destiny has broken silence after the allegations of illegally sharing private content of 2 women, and one of the victims, a streamer named Pixie, claimed that Destiny had sent content of her to a random 19-year-old e-girl on Discord, going by Kitten, whom they'd never met before, and then she published it to the whole world. Shortly after, Cherry, another streamer, claimed that Destiny had shared intimate audio recordings of the 2 and ended up filing a police report. Destiny's claimed that the personal material of his was leaked and that he'd never intended on the content being published. In a return broadcast, Destiny shares in the following.
For the juicy stuff, this is what I will say. I'm glad that I've inspired so many people to go the litigation route. However, unfortunately, that severely restricts what would be wise for me or what I am capable of saying publicly about anything. I do look forward to the continuation of and ideally the resolution of that process, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Where's the cocky Destiny? Where is the Destiny that is so confident and is always right? He looks like a defeated man. He's talking like a defeated man because you, sir, are a piece of crap. And now everybody knows it.
But I think my 2 legal teams now are probably going to hate me for saying anything at all. So I can't really say much insofar as that goes, unfortunately.
But he knows better than his lawyers, I'm sure.
Destiny then later shares important thing and also mentions that there is a lot of communities preying on his downfall. Here is Destiny's response.
Well, I'll say the most important thing, okay? Regardless of what you've heard online, or regardless of your desire to simp for me, or on me, or simp for anybody else or whatever, obviously,
I'm choosing the shit on him side.
Taking any things or sharing any things non-consensually is never good. Don't ever do that. Don't.
Wow, duh.
Defend that. Don't be that guy. I only say that because I saw some people were typing over the past week who are like,
he's still got the meth jaw going. He's still got the meth jaw going hard.
Oh, like this doesn't matter. Who cares? Even if this did happen or whatever. That's not cool. Okay. So number 1, don't be that guy. Okay. Number 1, who's defending anything like that. Okay. Don't do that.
The fact you have to tell your audience to not defend illegally and sharing videos of people without their consent, that should tell you a lot right there.
Number 1. Number 2,
I heard it, so it must be true.
There are a lot of communities.
Chat froze on my screen. It shouldn't have, because the last comment is chat froze on your screen. So let's hope not. Let's hope not.
That are preying on my downfall. Okay. Because all of this is now super public, but because it's also coupled with litigation or threats of litigation, it kind of restricts the public movements that I can make.
Destiny went on to claim that several communities were preying on his downfall.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't really wheel and deal like I normally do because I'm in litigation now. I can't do what I need to.
Full. Now that the accusations are...
But trust me, if I wasn't in litigation, I would be lighting everyone up. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. There is zero reason for you to... there's zero way to defend anything you've done, dude.
Public, reiterating that...
Unless you just come out and lie.
To the legal proceedings, he's limited in what he can actually say. Now, another individual has come out...
Yeah, sorry, Blue Jay. I would have watched Diesel, but I feel weird watching other people's streams. Like, I don't want to make his stream entertainment for my stream, you know? That's all. So, and we'll go back, and if there's anything good in his stream that we want to talk about, we can go back and cherry pick.
And claim that private stuff and info was in fact sent to multiple people. This other person that come out shares in the following.
My official stance is as stuff came out, I learned that my trust was egregiously violated, and that a lot of my private stuff, info, was in fact sent to multiple PPL without me being aware or having ever consented. I can't go into more detail than that, but this is something that I have been handling legally and off the internet. I continue to stand by my original reaction. I had the day stuff started to come out, I have nothing to do with him and never will again. I offer nothing but love, and support to the other women also hurt by him. We stand in this together. Adding, by private, I mean intimate and sexually explicit material, lol multiple. Also, shout out to @JSTLK_, who has been nothing but caring and supportive while I work through this BS Destiny situation. I'm eternally grateful. People, strangely mad about this LOL. I've known JSTLK since way before this whole thing came to light. ATP. I have no reason to doubt his sincerity, but I get why PPL might have concerns and criticisms. Lil Bro just sending everything to anyone. You know it's funny. Well, not funny, but sad. But if you watch his past content on some of these victims, you get the impression that they're crazy, insane, unhinged. Yet many of those victims, it turns out, were not crazy, but right. I guess when you have a charismatic and persuasive guy telling thousands of men in their 20s, 30s...
I don't know. I guess he's doing it, Ruggiero, to try to hold attention or something. But but it's hard to read if the text is bouncing around.
That some younger women are crazy. You just believe it. But then you wonder, if he was wrong about them, which other streamers or people does he and his community despise that might actually be the good people in this situation?
Further into Destiny's stream, Destiny explains some of the people that messaged him that tried to figure out what was actually going on before they kind of decided to do all this crazy public stuff, and then talks about blacklisting in the following clip.
I will...
Oh, this part is freaking hilarious, dude.
Say that over the past year, like 2024, I've kind of like distanced myself from like a lot of these communities. And now 2025, obviously, we've had the master distancing.
Yeah, because they're the now that I'm not a protected class anymore, or I'm not the leader of the commentary community. Now all of a sudden I need to distance myself, and I'm going all politics, baby. Which, by the way, nobody's gonna give a shit about anything you have to say now about politics because you're the guy who doesn't even have the wherewithal or intelligence to realize that what you were doing was shitty
for a ton of people. So hopefully we continue to move in that direction. Or not actually, no, we don't move in that direction anymore. That's done. Now we're like hardcore separated. Can you blacklist some of these people? Yeah, there's a lot of these people I'm probably just never talking to ever again. I did say I want to write up a list of all the people. Actually, hold on, because there were some people that messaged me to like figure out like what was actually going on before they kind of decided to do all this like crazy public stuff about it. I just want to read off a list of those people. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, and that's all of them.
So nobody did. Nobody reached out to him about what? Well, would he just lie? He already said he got hacked, which apparently a lot of girls seem to disagree with, because there's a lot of girls saying, oh yeah, he sent me stuff. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, what are we supposed to reach out for? Would you even have, you know? And that's like such a fake smile. Like he just looks like a completely like broken person. And listen, like I'm not celebrating the downfall of someone. That's not my style. I don't want to see people get hurt, especially like in situations like this where like poor Pixie's gonna have her life ruined now, probably because of this. And Lord knows he doesn't give a shit. But the only reason he's acting like this now is because he got caught. And that is you're right. It's a very creepy smile. It's like a guy who just realized that he's never had any real friends, and that the minute he got, well, I mean, again, though, this is indefensible. Like, it's indefensible. But that's what happens when you're the guy who went around telling people, you know what? I feel like had Destiny been a little more gracious about, you know, talking about the Trump people deserving to be killed and how horrible conservatives were, I feel like maybe this would be its first like strike of like really like getting canceled and not losing everybody. Because now if you associate with Destiny, in any way, now you're automatically lumped in with his behavior, right? Who's gonna want to work with him now? Nobody, right? Blue Jay says he also said something along the lines of if he gets put on the list, he's taking 20 streamers down with him. Oh, the SA of the sex offenders list. Yeah, well, he might, dude. You know, I mean, I definitely think there's a case here for him to be on it. Jace, I'll celebrate it for you. He is a wanker, and even before this, he's a douchebag. Yeah, he is he's a douche canoe for sure. But like I don't. All I'm trying to say is I don't revel in watching someone like destroy their own life. As someone who's destroyed my own life well before I got on the internet, just through my actions. No, I never hurt anybody else. I would just basically self-sabotage. But I think he got like this idea that he was untouchable, and he got too big for his britches. He was on such a roll. He was on Jubilee. He was being invited to every party. He was on Piers Morgan all the time. Now I'd be shocked if he's invited on TV shows anymore after this. Honestly, I want him to be put on the list just so those other 20 streamers can get exposed. That would be funny. I mean, if he took down 20 other people along with him, I mean, they deserve it. If they're doing shitty stuff like that, like nobody should be. If you did nothing wrong, you should have nothing to be worried about. And I know that's kind of cliche, but if he were to take down 20 other streamers just because he got taken down, you know what? They deserve it. They asked for it. And I hope none of them are people I know. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That was a little bit shocking as well, but okay. What do you want?
In other news, Twitch streamer Asmongold late last night ended up getting hacked on Twitter, and Asmongold's X account tweeted out that the streamer would be launching his own meme coin, Asmoncoin. Viewers immediately began questioning whether it was actually Asmongold, and had their suspicions verified when the hacker created an X space to hype up the coin.
Called him, he didn't answer. Let me call him again.
Oh, this is a guy who talks about streamers. Okay, so that's pretty much wraps up the Destiny stuff. That's wild, though, that a lot of people are getting hacked. If you're in commentary or you're on YouTube, just be very careful because apparently they're doing it through acting like you're getting ads, and they're figuring out a way to hack your Google account. Even if you have two-factor authentication, they're figuring out a way through it. But yeah, that's wild. I kind of want to see what happens now with this Asmongold thing. There's only 4 more minutes left. Let's keep going.
What's up, boys?
Yeah, okay, I'll figure it out. You know? Yeah. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, he knows.
You're hacked. Esfan commented saying he is with Asmund IRL. And the account was hacked. Looks like Viz was hacked too. Probably the same person, since they tweeted a scam coin 5 minutes before Asmon. Funny how after his drama with Elon Musk, he got hacked out of everyone. Could this be an inside job?
YouTube needs to get on this fast because this is happening to a alarming amount of people.
LMAO.
Agents
including
the
Jar.
current deportation of illegal immigrants, saying that without them, or at least the legal immigrants, the economy will die, and that America should be happy that the best workers from other countries want to come here.
Nah, yeah, I know my stance, obviously.
Okay, yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't even know who this guy is. But wow, crazy. What's Xylee talking about? Oh, they got the early slot tonight.
Where glitters, baby, shines, right?
I know that's right.
I'm all for the Tina getting like bougie and forgetting about people arc. I love this.
Good for them. They got 2,000 people watching.
Not gonna lie.
But Keem hasn't said nothing, and I told him.
Wow, Tina got herself cleaned up. She got a nice haircut now. Got a nice haircut. But Yeah. I don't know, man. I do not know. What is up with my shorts? I got Will Smith. I got some guy drumming. Some girl looking like she's about to sleep with someone. Actually, I know this channel is pretty funny. It's called the OG. And then I got this girl over here dressed like a hoe. So that's cool. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm trying to see if there's anything particular that I want to... I kind of want to see what this guy has to say going back to the incident that happened before where the crash was. Everyone's like, no. J-Sauce, I wonder if that one dude is in that chat. What chat? That one dude is in the chat for Locale Rewind making fun of me? Probably. They're probably over there, Soul. They're probably over there. Maybe I'll just I'm gonna watch this and then I'll probably start bringing some people on the chat with if you guys wanna come on stream and chat about something. It's a very laid back stream tonight, just kind of chatting about whatever, you know, because I'm like I said I'm deep in this video right now. Until I get that done, it's kind of hard to focus on a lot of other stuff. So I'm kind of just like jumping topic to topic. That dude who was hating on poor Soul. I can't be hating on Soul. That's messed up.
Here's what happened last night. I'm able to secure the actual audio from the incident over the Potomac last night. Let's listen in together.
79 contact so far today. Okay. American 3130 for the final.
You're going to see a back and forth now between Reagan Tower and the various aircraft that they have lined up on approach into the airport. This happened at about 8:46 p.m.
Daniel's cruise home
last evening, and you can see there's several airplanes lined up. That's typical coming in about that time of night at Reagan. They're talking to American Airlines 30.
Yeah, well, you guys know that. I think Xylee was going to try to bring me on her stream. She was streaming the other day, and I think she asked me what I was doing, so I assuming she was going to have me call in, but I was in the middle of changing my oil, so I couldn't exactly do that. Really, the only big one that are going on right now and being talked about is Destiny's response in Creator Clash 3. And apparently that Tyler stuff, but I got to get way caught up on that Tyler stuff before I'll start chirping my gums off about that. I don't really like, despite what some people on YouTube think, I don't like talking a lot about stuff that I don't really feel like I have a strong understanding of. So, but this crash thing is really hot topic right now, so maybe Rajira can jerry rig together a video of us talking about the crash stuff right now, including Trump.
30, which I think is number 2 for the runway. They're telling them to slow down to their final approach speed because they're separating everybody on the way in. It's going to turn out that American 3130 is a key player in what happens here.
Well, American 3130. Pat 25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge is CRJ.
Pat 25 is the helicopter that ran into the CRJ 700. It was a PSA flight. The flight number is 5342. It would go under the call sign Blue Streak.
This is good stuff. This is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear the audio between the aircraft.
Blue Streak 5342. You don't ever hear them talking to tower. They've already been cleared to land on runway 33. So they would come in on an approach on runway 1, and then they would kind of circle to land on runway 33. It's a little shorter runway, but they take some of the regional jets and they put them on that runway. Pat 25 is the Black Hawk helicopter that is just south of the Woodrow Bridge, and they've just taken off. They're airborne. The tower is saying to them, there's traffic. It's a CRJ. It's at 1,200 feet, lined up for runway 33. Do you have that traffic? Pat 25 is going to call back and say yes.
It's 1,200 feet, start runway 33.
Pat 25 says, has the traffic in sight, request visual separation.
Okay, so Trump was actually right. So then Trump is right. The Black Hawk could see the airplane.
That means is that they're going to take responsibility for visual separation from that aircraft. What happened Here's what I think happened. This is not the final word on it, but what I think happened was it was at night. There's several airplanes lined up. There is that Blue Streak 5342, which is a CRJ that they ran into. Right behind them, just a few miles, is American 3130. Everybody has their lights on as they're coming in. I believe the helicopter looked at the American 3130 and said, I've got the traffic in sight, and they never saw the airplane, the CRJ that was right next to them. That's my conjecture on what happens.
Special separation. This separation proof. American 1630 Tower, runway 1 lock void, traffic through outside runway 33, dispatch 16 off funnel.
So this is typical stuff that's going on in a busy airport. They're lining somebody up to take off. They're saying, pay attention. I'm going to give you an immediate takeoff here. I've got traffic lining up for runway 33. That's the CRJ that got ran into. And he's on a 6 mile final. It might be somebody even behind him, but they're lining everybody up to take off and to land.
Here, let's take a quick detour here. All right, let's see what the visual in a Black Hawk looks like. Because when I've flown the Black Hawk in DCS, I feel like I'd be able to see a plane pretty easily. Although the roof does come down a little further than a lot of other helicopters. All right, so here's a black. Okay, this is all right. If this is what they were in. All right, I think this would be the best. I'm going to turn down the audio because that's ridiculously loud. Check inbox? Okay. I don't have anything in there. Unless you mean... Oh, everyone hates Hassan Piker. I'm gonna put that one on. I'll put that one on the back burner. I definitely want to see that video though. But I think for right now we're gonna focus on this crash stuff real quick. But I mean, it looks like you get plenty of visibility out of this helicopter. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, it looks like you'd be able to see a plane coming, right? You should be able to see a plane coming there. That is a lot of forward visibility and a decent upper as well. I agree, yeah, right? So, I mean, if we're looking here, right? Now, assuming that all Blackhawks have these, which I think they would because they need to look for aircraft or surface-to-air missiles. I know that they probably can't see much looking downward. One day I'm gonna have to hop in the UH-60 and just look, but because I could put on the VR headset and sit in one and really see how much visibility I have. But it seems like they have plenty of visibility. The only thing I can think of is maybe the aircraft hit them from behind. You know, it's the only. I'd have to look at where the intersecting lines are.
Whiskey 5307. Keep rolling down to November 47 today.
Yeah, but they have. So Soul says, or is it light out? So when it's nighttime, those screens go darker, just like your car lights, so that you're not getting blinded by that stuff. So at least in DCS, that's how it works. I can flick to night view, and it dims all the screens so that you're not losing visibility out the window.
At the bottom of your screen there, the CRJ, the Blue Streak 5342, they're beginning to now kind of come out a little bit to line up to runway, to land on runway 33. They're not going to go right straight down the river. They got to come out a little bit wider.
This is the
and come in.
helicopter.
But remember, Pat 25, which is up here, the helicopter at the middle of your screen, they've already said we accept responsibility for visual separation.
American 16, turn to 1 star 32014, Galaxy 5, traffic 2 mile elevation from 833, no delay.
It's heading right for it.
There's American to take off.
Clear for takeoff, American 1630.
Here it comes. Now the tower is seeing what's happening, and they're saying, do you have the CRJ in sight? Because you guys are getting kind of close. And the Pat 25, the helicopter, says once again, yeah, and I'm asking for visual separation. Okay, the responsibility is on you then.
Pat 25, pass on this CRJ. Pat 25 has a aircraft in sight, request visual separation.
Okay, so Pat 25 says, has the aircraft in sight, request visual separation. I don't think they had these guys in sight. I think they had the airplane behind them in sight. That's why this is such a tragedy.
American 4782 by Baton, now for visual. American 472, Washington Tower, 1 star 32017.
So you hear somebody in the tower go, oh, and they see what just happened. As you can see in your screen here, the collision took place. The tower has seen it happen in real time. They're human beings. They're reacting just like you and I would. The helicopter ran into the CRJ. The CRJ's airspace was their airspace. In front of them, behind them, on both sides of them, it was a responsibility of the helicopter to maintain visual separation. They even told him a couple times, do you got him in sight? Do you got him in sight? He said, yep, got him in sight. I'm accepting responsibility for the separation. And I think just like when you're driving in a car and you look and you see a car behind the one that almost hit you, you see that car and you didn't see the one right here. And when you turn out in front, sometimes there's a collision. It's really tragic when this happens in an airplane. Again, it's been decades since there's been a mid-air collision in this country. This is such an unusual circumstance to take place. It's such a tragedy. It's been 12 years since there's been a fatality in a commercial airliner here in the United States. That's unprecedented.
Yeah, wow.
And that wasn't a mid-air collision. That was just an accident.
Essentially, yeah, J Sauce, in one way or another, this guy's kind of confirming a lot of the stuff that Trump said. Trump did it in his own way. Though.
This is a mid-air collision, and this hasn't happened in forever. So now we know what's going on here. Pat 25, the helicopter, accepted responsibility for visual separation. They probably had their eyes on the airplane behind them, and then they tragically ran into these guys.
Did you see that? 472.
Okay, so here's the helicopter right here. Here's the helicopter. Wait, hang on. I need to take this off Twitch. I need to end Twitch stream real quick. Cause I don't want to get banned for showing this. Hang on, let me pull up my restream here. Twitch is a lot more. So just come over to YouTube, Carla, please, if you can. Yeah. I don't feel like getting banned off of Twitch because I'm showing a crash that's been all over the news, but they could potentially use that against me if they wanted to, which is why I'm not even going to risk it. I don't even want to risk it, to be honest with you. But look, I mean, you see here, like, you get a lot of visibility in this Black Hawk. It looked like it was a head-on collision. How do they not see this airplane up here? You know, that's what I'm having a hard time understanding. Well, yeah, because I got banned, Neon Trion, I got banned from there what was it, like December? Yeah, in December I got banned because I was going through we were going down my Instagram rabbit hole, which has a bunch of crazy stuff in it, and yeah. So they banned me for a month for showing someone getting injured. So yeah. We're not trying to do that again, because I'm pretty sure if I got banned again, it would probably be for like 3 months or something like that. And I just don't feel like risking it. But at least I remembered this time. At least I remembered it this time. But okay, so here's the helicopter, right? Here's the airplane. The helicopter's looks like it's
American 3130, go around turn left in 250, climb maintain 3000.
okay, so it looks like it's coming, and the planes, it looks like it's almost like coming like this, right? And like if I'm the helicopter, this is where the plane's coming from. The plane's coming from this direction here. How am I not seeing that out the left-hand side, you know? That's okay, Neon Trion. I'm mostly a YouTuber anyway. Not the only person who watches me over on Twitch is Carla, so I basically keep it up for her. But yeah, I would probably consider myself a YouTuber more than anything else. Although now I might be a TikToker, Mr. 100K over here. Check me out. Check me out. I was watching a different vid that was a crash between two helos. There was a problem seeing past the blades, they said. It's possible. It's possible. I'd like to hear what this guy says, though, about it. It was totally your fault. Yeah, Neon Trion wasn't even here, but we know you were behind it.
So now what happens from the tower's perspective is they have to work through denial pretty fast. They just saw this happen in real time.
Am I even live on Kick
They're
Soul?
human beings like the rest of us. They're kind of in shock. But they've still got airplanes coming in. They've got American Airlines 1630, which just took off. They've got to hand them off to departure. They got American 3130 that's coming in. They got American 472 behind them. They got to do something with these airplanes. Right? The airplane port is going to be shut here in a second. So they're going to start telling all these guys to go around while they're trying to handle the emergency and get the emergency equipment out. And all of that is, everybody's kind of in a little fog for a few seconds here while all of this is taking place. The tragedy of it hits you hard.
Thank you, Neon. Yeah, I think the K-Hux community and my community are almost identical in size and in vibe, because we're all just pretty mellow, laid-back people who just enjoy interesting stories and, you know, not too much chaos, I guess. But you're always welcome here, Neon.
And they're very professional. Watch how they handle this. But man, they're busy.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Tower, Boost Streak, 5347 is on final. Request runway 33, circle to 33. Second heading for American 31.
Hang on, I want to see that again, because I want to see the... I wasn't paying attention. I forgot. I didn't realize he had the video up. I was just listening to what the people were saying, but apparently this is the stuff that's going on as the crash happens.
And they're very professional. Watch how they handle this. But man, they're busy.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Tower, Boost Streak, 5347 is on final. Request runway 33,
Oh my
circle to
God.
33. Second heading for American 3130. American 3130, go around, turn left in 270, fly maintain 3000. 270 on the heading, 3000.
See how fast he's talking? He's trying to get all these other airplanes out of here.
Crash. This is Alert 3, crash.
Okay, what's MWAA? It's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. Every airport has some sort of governing authority over it. Many times it's called the Port Authority. Up in Boston, it's Mass Port, right? In New York, it's the Port Authority. Down here in Washington, it's the Metro Washington.
Yeah. So the last couple minutes, I'm pretty sure probably the guys in the helicopter probably got like dusted like that. They probably never stood a chance. But the people in the airplane, though, the crash happened in the front of the cockpit. So those people probably had like the longest 30 seconds of their life to death. And then we don't even know who survived the crash just to like die in the water or something. It's horrible to even think about. JSL says, how much kick can a soul click when a kick click can't be clicked? I don't know. That's a lot. I don't even know how you came up with that, Jason.
Washington Airport Authority. They're now announcing officially there's a crash. So they go over the radio and they broadcast to everybody the tower is the main recipient of this, that there's been a crash. He's going to repeat that. That puts a whole bunch of things into motion.
Well, it might not even have been 30 seconds. Let's go back real quick. Where was I at? Like 8. Okay. So let's see how long it takes for that plane to... I mean, they could have all exploded in a big fireball and ended it. But I hope that that's the case so that nobody had to suffer.
3000, American 3130. Tower, Blue Streak, 5347.
Huge
is on
fireball.
Final request, runway 33, circle to 33. Second heading for American 3130. American 3130, go out to left and 2.
I mean, it didn't go down right away. So yeah, that had to be terrifying for those people. It had to be absolutely terrifying for those people.
705, maintain 3000. 270 on the heading, 3000.
See how fast he's talking? He's trying to get all these other airplanes out of here.
Crash. This is Alert 3. Crash.
Okay, what's MWAA? It's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. Every
me too, Saul.
airport has some sort of governing authority over it. Many times it's called the Port Authority. Up in
Yeah, it did. You're right, Neon. It did look like it broke into several pieces. When you play video games, you find out exactly how long 30 seconds. Yes, you do. Because it's like survive for 30 seconds and you're like, wow, like this is very hard. You know, like 30 seconds can be quite a long time. I mean, if I were to sit here, right, and be quiet for 30 seconds, actually, let's do it. Let's do a little exercise just so we can see how long 30 seconds is. I didn't even start it yet. Hang on. I think I got a stopwatch on my thing. Let's see here. Do I got a stopwatch on here? I do. All right. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a. Oh, that's my alarm. I thought that was a stopwatch. There's a stopwatch. All right. We're gonna be quiet for 30 seconds just to see how long 30 seconds actually feels like when you're paying attention to how long 30 seconds is. All right. 3, 2, 1. Time. That's 30 seconds. Can you imagine being in an airplane going down for that long? 30 seconds silence for the victim. Yes, that's our I mean, we do tend to have a dark sense of humor on this show, but I would never ever wish this on my worst enemy. Very, very sad. Like, and it seems like it could have been easily avoided. This does seem like just an absolute complete mistake. I hope it's on a phone. Like the inside, yeah, I've seen those guys, that guy who does tragedy tales and stuff, who like goes over this stuff. You'd be surprised how many videos of people recording themselves in their last moments surface. It's pretty insane because people have nothing else to do but really, I guess, grab their phone and try to document their last moments. Yeah. It's very sad for everybody involved and their families, you know, especially not even to mention like the families of the people who aren't sure if the flight that went down was like someone who was their loved one or somebody who was waiting on their son or daughter to come in just to see a fireball in the air or hear a loud bang like that. What a nightmare.
Boston is mass port, right? In New York, it's the Port Authority.
Yeah, he said 12 years since the last time that we've had a casualty due to like an airline thing, and then even longer for a mid-air collision.
Down here in Washington, it's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. They're now announcing officially there's a crash. So they go over the radio and they broadcast to everybody the tower is the main recipient of this, that there's been a crash. He's going to repeat that. That puts a whole bunch of things into motion all at the same time. The fire crews now are going to jump in their uniforms. They're going to get in their fire trucks. They're going to drive to where the crash is. There's going to be details about this coming. But this whole thing is very frenzied and happens very fast. But these are really highly trained professionals. They do a really terrific job.
Alert 3.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Carla.
Crash. This is Alert 3.
But the good thing is, though, Carla, the odds of you being in a plane crash so close to another plane crash, almost like the odds are in your favor, you know? I mean, I have severely dark sense of humor most days, but yeah, I have limits. Yeah, we you're in the right place, Neon. We watch some dark shit sometimes on this channel.
And Alert 3 is a crash.
Oh, shit. Where's the Alert 3? It is off the approach end of runway 33. Approach end of runway 33. Helicopter crash.
Oh, helicopter crash.
Copy out this morning. Crash. This is Alert 3. 2 helicopters.
Oh,
Okay,
2
so
helicopters.
Again, fog of war.
They didn't even
the first
know.
report that they get is that it's 2 helicopters. They're going to clarify this really quickly because the tower is talking back and forth to them. The tower's going to say, nope, it was a CRJ and a helicopter. So they get this, because it's cleared up pretty fast.
Well, it's helicopter CRJ approach end of runway 33.
That's really fast.
That's where a fume would come in handy, Neon.
A mile off final. Crash. Kilo CRJ, approach end of 33. Okay. How many totals on board? We don't have any of that information. Tower's reporting a CRJ and a helicopter crash into the Potomac River.
So they're passing the information back and forth to the first responders who need it. Everybody's trying to clarify while they're jumping in their trucks and they're heading out there. Now they know exactly where they're going. It's at the approach end of runway 33. It's somewhere in the Potomac. Now they're going to have to coordinate boats and other things. Eventually they're going to get helicopters involved.
Can we go ahead and hold all operations till we have emergency units respond? We're going to go ahead and show the aerodrome closed.
They want to close the airport so they can go.
Yeah, that's affirmative. All
unhindered.
operations aerodrome closed.
Everything's closed. Huh?
And everybody just hold your positions, please, on the field right now.
Okay, so this is the ground controller. Now, the ground controller is the one that's going to get all these trucks going where they need to go. But the ground controller needs to stop all the airplanes. So she just makes a blanket broadcast. Everybody stop right where
Maybe nicotine gum, Neon Trion, if you have to fly anywhere.
You are. Every once in a while, you kind of half hear that, and then you say, okay, I'm sorry. And there's also people asking to be released from their gate to go. They're not into what's going on yet because they just put their headsets on and they're just getting ready to go. One aircraft's going to ask to do this, and she's just going to say, everybody stop.
That's 43, ready for taxi.
Everyone's going to have to hold for down.
No.
I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Fire command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway.
I couldn't imagine, like, you're at work, right, and you witness this. Again, it doesn't seem like it's air traffic control's fault whatsoever. They did what they needed to do to make sure, and it seems like this was strictly the blame is on the Black Hawk helicopter. So I'm sure the military is going to be really buckling down on their helicopter pilots right now.
3-3.
I would not want to be a helicopter pilot in the military at this moment. Yeah, I would. That'd still be a great job.
Amazing to me how much clarity they have about actually what happened and where it happened. And many times in an accident like this, it takes 5 to 10 minutes just to get everything sorted out. They're very good here at getting it all very concise, and so the response time was phenomenal on this.
Is the airfield closed?
Yes, the airfield is closed. The airfield is closed.
Runways as well?
Okay, ARF is the Aircraft Rescue and Firefighters. That's the actual fire chief that's in the fire truck. He's asking, is the airport closed and are all the runways closed as well? That way he can expedite getting out there. He doesn't have to stop and ask, can I cross this runway? Can I go on that taxiway? She's about to tell him, the whole place is shut down. You go. You own the airport now.
All runways are closed. Nobody's landing. No one's moving at all.
And we have clearance across all taxiways and runways, correct?
Yes, you have clearance through the whole field, all taxiways and runways.
So basically, she's saying to these guys, go.
Didn't someone say it was a training mission? I'm not sure if they mentioned yet, but it was probably most likely. I know helicopter versus airplane. I would rather fly something with wings. It doesn't seem like anybody won in this situation, Neon. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I guess you'd be more likely to survive a plane crash. But you know, here's the scary. That's what is the scariest part of this, Neon. Right? Is that if you did somehow manage to survive the plane crash and you land in the water and you're still alive, now you're because as of right now, there's not a single survivor. It's a recovery mission. Everybody involved is apparently dead. Like that, would you rather go out right away or die in a crash, or would you rather survive and then drown? You know, like, none of these seem like great options. But I guess if you have to go, the faster the better, so you don't have time to really see your demise taking place.
And at that moment, the fire trucks take off. What we know about the accident at this point is that there were no survivors. It's now a recovery operation. That's the sad part about all of this, and that's the part that really hits us hard right here. But I know you wanted to hear what happened and maybe my response to how they handled this emergency and what led to it. It looks pretty clear at this point that the helicopter had accepted visual separation. That's when they make that call, when they're cleared for that. They said, yep, we've got the airplane in sight. And the airplane they had in sight was the wrong airplane. There was another one in between that and the one that they were looking at. And sadly, they ran into that aircraft. So folks, we're hoping that this never happens again. I know that my annual training, I will certainly get some training on avoiding mid-air collisions. I have over my career, but they will refresh this as more details about this situation comes out. And the really wonderful part about that is they share all of the information they get, the FAA, with every other airline around the planet. So
what's up, Vast Toothpick? What's up, DSB?
Can avoid having a tragedy like this happen in the future. We will train to make sure that this never happens again. Well, there you go. Sorry for this, but pray for these people. All right? I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you.
Thank you, Captain Steve. Really good analysis. He broke it down real well. Clearly, a lot of people have a lot of faith in what this guy's saying. 643,000 views, and still going up. He gets a like from me. 7,000 comments. This is the kind of guy the regular news need on. Yeah, I would agree. This guy, he did a really good job breaking it down, explaining all the aspects, getting the audio. It's winter, so hypothermia in the water. Yeah, that's another thing too. The water was covered in ice, which made retrieving some of the bodies even harder. This is what YouTube is for. I gained more insight into what likely happened than from any major media outlet. Absolutely. You guys in my chat right now are now more educated on what happened with this flight than anybody who's watched MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. That's what YouTube is so great for, right? And now if anybody talks to you guys about this, or you get into a conversation with anybody about this flight, you can clear them, you can tell them what you know through what we've watched here today. So shout out to Captain Steve for that. Closest army is Fort Meade, and they are further north. Mesh Toothpick says, yeah, it's sad. They interviewed one guy, and all he could do is say, I hope they pull my wife from the water. No emotions or anything, probably still in shock and everything. Wow, so they did an interview with the guy with one of the people who lost people. Wow. Finally, an actual expert tells the story. How long is it? This video has only been out for 6 hours, too. So, as a retired air traffic controller, I believe you were spot on your details of what occurred. Visual separation is a crutch that shouldn't be allowed, especially at night. Your report was well done. This is why citizen journalism is so critical. Thank you for explanation. 12 hours of news didn't give any news. 12 minutes of Captain Steve, and I have all the info I need as an airplane mechanic. I really understand the important lessons learned from every accident. Very respectful explanation, Captain Steve. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the unpoliticized, factual account of what happened. So much better than the news talking heads. Yeah, people always want to. I mean, just the fact you had to say the politicized stuff is silly. I don't see even how MSNBC can like try to politicize this unless they said this didn't happen under Biden or some dumb shit like that. They would be crucified for saying something like that. Major media free for 15 years now. That's right. That's right. I haven't watched anything from the major networks for years. Yeah, and rightfully so, because they're just trying to indoctrinate you, unfortunately. Whether you watch Fox or MSNBC. Let's see what PBS has. Oh wait, this is just recounting the Trump stuff.
Welcome to the News Hour. We are following two major stories tonight. More of President Trump's cabinet picks face tough questions during confirmation hearings today.
God. Don't care.
Here's what happened last night.
We ain't talking about that. I'm trying to see plane crash. All right. I want to see what this AI telly...
How did an American Airlines plane and a Black Hawk helicopter...
It's amazing to me how quickly... Look how quickly these guys get together and do these graphics. Isn't that insane? Isn't it insane? But this is kind of what I was looking for. I wanted to see an actual visualization of what actually took place here.
Helicopter end up in a tragic crash while the plane was attempting to land on runway 33. In the videos ahead, we'll take a closer look at the final hours leading up to the crash. The confusion between the PAP-25 VIP military helicopter and the air traffic controller, and how the rescue operation is being carried out. More details all in the video ahead. The plane had departed from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport in Kansas earlier that evening. A PSA Airlines aircraft, operated under American Airlines and identified as Flight AA5342, collided midair with a military Black Hawk helicopter at approximately 9 p.m. on Wednesday, January 29, 2025. The tragic incident occurred as the plane was making its final approach toward Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia.
If that's the actual, assuming this is correct, right?
Incident occurred as the plane was making...
How does this helicopter not see this airplane? I just don't get it. Unless the helicopter was coming somewhat down onto the plane. Yeah, I'm curious what 3D program they use too. It says AI Telly, but oh, that's the guy's channel. Yeah, crystal clear graphics in an event that is less than like 72 hours old is pretty impressive.
In its final approach toward Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia. American Airlines confirmed that 64 people were aboard the jet, 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while 3 soldiers were aboard the military helicopter. This plane's radio transponder stopped transmitting about 2,400 feet, which is around 730 meters short of the runway, roughly over the middle of the river. This has marked the first major U.S. commercial crash in more than 15 years. From an aerial...
I mean, it had to be, right, Sol? But where's the blind spot in the Black Hawk?
Perspective, it is evident that Flight AA5342 was approaching the airport from the south, descending over the scenic Potomac River.
Plus, those Black Hawks are really loud, so it wouldn't even be like you could hear... You couldn't even... It's not even like you would hear the jet coming. That's what's scary. You couldn't even hear the jet coming. Could be Blender. That program does everything and is free. That's what I use for my videos. Oh. I'll have to take a look at that.
The area is known for its proximity to several iconic landmarks, such as the Pentagon, located nearby in Pentagon City. To the north, one can spot the striking dome of the United States Capitol building, a symbol of American democracy. The Potomac River, which encircles the airport and much of Arlington, serves as a natural boundary and offers breathtaking views for arriving flights. However, this area is also densely trafficked, both by air and on the ground, adding to the
Yeah, I know they wouldn't be able to hear outside because of those, just how loud it is in those Black Hawk helicopters. So I know that for sure. Like, he wouldn't have really been able to hear that plane coming. So you are technically relying on visual. Blender has AI assist. I think it does. I think so. So does Unreal Engine 5. Both are free. Yeah, I would love to learn how to use those things because Unreal Engine would be great to create stuff on.
Complexity of air traffic management in the region. American Airlines Flight 5342,
Yes, Tina, they do shake
which
the
we'll
house.
refer to as the landing flight, was on its final approach to runway 33. At this stage, called short final, the aircraft was mere moments from landing, flying at an altitude of about 400 feet. This is the most critical phase of landing where every second counts and pilots are laser focused on safely bringing the plane down. At the same time, an Army Black Hawk helicopter, identified as PAC-25, was reportedly on a possible training flight. It was flying perpendicular to the flight path of Flight 5342, following the course of the Potomac River. The Potomac River is a designated flight corridor for helicopters, and it's common to see aircraft like this operating in the area. The key difference between the two aircraft.
The Black Hawk just needed to change altitude to hit. Yeah, well, that's what Trump was saying. I think that everybody is starting to agree that this was the Black Hawk's fault.
In this scenario was their operating rules. The Black Hawk helicopter PAC-25 was flying under visual flight rules. This means it was required to rely on visual observation of its surroundings to avoid other aircraft. The landing flight 5342 was operating under instrument flight rules, which give it priority over VFR flights in controlled airspace. This system assumes that VFR aircraft will actively maintain visual separation to avoid conflicts. Moments before the collision, the air traffic control tower at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport called PAC-25 to confirm whether they had the other aircraft in sight.
I just want to stop for a second. How amazing is it that we live in a time now where this, like something like this would have probably, after like 9/11, would have taken probably a year to put together to have this much detail and information. But this is we're talking about an incident that happened less than 72 hours ago, and we already have graphics, expert analysis, all breaking it down to tell us exactly what happened with imaging cues and. Like, it's just amazing. It blows my mind.
PAC-25 responded that they did. At first glance, this seems like an acknowledgement that they were aware of Flight 5342's presence and were taking steps to avoid it. However, it now seems likely that PAC-25 had mistakenly identified a different aircraft, possibly a departing flight from the same airport, and believed that was the other aircraft referred to by the tower.
So I wonder if he watched Captain Steve's video, because Captain Steve's video came out 6 hours ago. This came out 4 hours ago, 2 hours in there to make sure he got all the information correct.
Tragically, PAC-25 may not have realized that Flight 5342 was descending directly into its path. This misidentification could have led to the Black Hawk failing to adjust its course in time to avoid a collision.
DSP says, yeah, night VFR should not have been allowed right at the airport. Yeah, apparently what this guy said, though, is these Black Hawks use this all the time. And, I'm sure that this has been going on in Washington with government officials, generals. That's what my guess is that there must have been like a general or something, because I don't think they've released the names of the people involved yet. But whoever was, or a colonel, somebody who was very high-ranking officials probably in this Black Hawk, because it was a VIP aircraft. So, but this is like right here. Unless your forward momentum is going so fast that you can't stop, but these aircraft are built to be able to turn on a dime to avoid missiles. even right here, if he just kicks his pedal hard to the left, he's going to swing this tail around. He still might have an opportunity to get out of the way of this plane. At least it would have been. He probably still would have been grounded or something, but it would have been a near miss. But I don't know. It is very odd that this. I don't know. The more I look at it, the more questions I have. Really.
Although I'm not a pilot.
Soul says if they thought they saw the plane and was another one, then they wouldn't have been thinking another plane was there possibly. True. Yeah, they might have thought they had more time. Ruggiero says, looks like it to me. Maybe they talked to each other too. Well, they were talking to the tower. I don't think they were talking to the airplane. Like the airplane wasn't talking to the helicopter. They were talking to the tower, who was radioing back to them about what the other people were doing. Yes, they can easily hover too. But if these helicopters can go really fast, so stopping it into hover or slowing down enough to get into hover is, depending on how fast he was going, easier said than done.
This is what appears to have happened based on the available information. It's a heartbreaking incident that raises questions about how such misunderstandings can occur and what safety measures can prevent them in the future. If you have more insight or expertise, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.
No, I meant Captain and these guys. Like the Captain. Oh, you mean like maybe the Captain reached out? I mean, maybe. I mean, this guy's got 1.14 million subscribers. That's a lot. That's more than the Captain had, even though the Captain has more views.
The passenger plane broke into multiple pieces and sank several feet into the river. Meanwhile, the helicopter ended up landing upside down on the water. Regarding the rescue mission, the main challenge is access. The water they're working in is about 8 feet deep, which is roughly 2.5 meters. On top of that, the conditions are tough. There's strong wind, chunks of ice floating around, which obstructs rescue workers. We also have...
That's another interesting thing, DSB. I was just thinking that too. He says stopping into hover with VIPs on board. I don't think so. Yeah. Could it possibly be come out that maybe like whoever was the colonel or general or whoever the guy who was the VIP was probably like, get going faster. We got to get there. Time is money. So who knows? It'll be interesting to find out more about this.
Video from air traffic control that has been published online, capturing the moments as the two aircraft approach each other. In the recording, we can hear a conversation. It appears to involve the air traffic controller, with P standing for priority air transport, the helicopter, and CRJ referring to the passenger plane. The response seems to come from the helicopter, but something goes terribly wrong.
This club has an aircraft in sight, Chris.
The two aircraft continue to move closer to each other until they crash, and there was no response from the other side. This long-shot video, recorded by the Kennedy Center Cam, seems to show two aircraft, a helicopter and a commercial airliner colliding, creating a huge flash. If you take a close-up shot, you can clearly see the Black Hawk helicopter traveling at an alarmingly high speed directly towards the plane.
So no way would he be able to flick it into hover. And turning at those speeds, even though they can turn pretty agilely. I don't know if agilely is a word, but it is now. I just may put it in the dictionary. Agility, verb. Yeah, he's moving fast. He's not going to be able to flick it or even avoid this aircraft if he wanted to. But here's the thing, right? Again, every time I see this video, how does this helicopter not
colliding, creating a huge
how does the helicopter not see these
this long-shot video record.
So here's the helicopter. How does the helicopter not see the lights of this plane is what I'm having a hard time understanding. Unless the helicopter was just high enough that where you couldn't see down, into the lights of the plane. But why is it always 33? Starship 33 blew up even though the other ones did just fine. Maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe 33 is a bad number.
Reported by the Kenby Center cam seems to show two aircraft, a helicopter and a commercial airliner colliding, creating a huge flash. If you take a close-up shot, you can clearly see the Black Hawk helicopter traveling at an alarmingly high speed directly towards the plane, a moment of impending danger captured in stark detail. According to reports, the situation unfolded due to apparent confusion on the part of the Black Hawk pilot.
JSL says, Carr, the plane is above his left hand, side field of vision, and descending. Blue Jay says, yeah, I feel the same way. My gut is telling me something is not right with this one. Yeah, and it sounds like the guy talking about it even is kind of like a little bit like, what? Like, this just doesn't make sense. Could it be like, was the guy, maybe what comes out that the guy who was flying is having thoughts of, you know, unaliving himself or something? I don't know. I sure hope not.
A moment of impending danger captured in stark detail. According to reports, the situation unfolded due to apparent confusion on the part of the Black Hawk pilot. He was seemingly unaware of the presence of a second aircraft in the vicinity, which ultimately led to a critical misjudgment. When the flight controller radioed in, asking if the pilot had identified Flight 5342, the pilot confidently confirmed that he...
Oh, they're doing plenty of that on TikTok, Soul. The tinfoil hats are on firmly over there, even with people in the military. People saying that whoever was in there must have been super important and somebody who had to be taken out or something like that. Yeah, I think maybe the mission was too routine just to not paying attention.
He had visual contact. However, the plane he was referring to wasn't Flight 5342. It was a completely different aircraft flying above his position. This misidentification proved costly. The pilot, certain he was operating safely.
Well, we took JSOS. We took a look at inside the cockpit of a UH. I mean, obviously they could be different, but the one we looked at had a glass roof where the pilot could look up and see clearly. But I have seen ones where that is not the case, and that there's just a windshield like this that comes across the front. But even with that, I feel like, you know, you have to really be focusing on this other plane to completely miss this other one, you know?
Continued his course. Tragically, he ended up flying directly into the path of an oncoming aircraft. The sequence of events highlights the immense complexity and risks of aviation, where even small communication errors or lapses in situational awareness can lead to dangerous, life-threatening outcomes. Let's take a look at a different case scenario of a Jeju Air Flight 2216. This South Korean airline was granted permission to land from the south on runway 1 northward. But control tower cautions against bird activity, so the aircraft made a slight deviation in flight path. The pilot declares Mayday after it hit a couple of birds, and it was instructed to make a go-around and land on runway 19 southward.
Yo, people don't realize that the birds are the biggest threat to any airplane ever, because those things get sucked up into the engine. They can cause the engine to stop. It's friggin' birds, man. A friggin' bird. Yeah, and JSauce, they did just plow into it, and that's what has everybody scratching their head about this. It's like not even an attempt to move out of the way.
Moment, the airplane encountered another problem with the landing gear, which did not open. Finally, the plane had to make a belly landing with what was supposedly a landing gear failure because it hit in the middle of the runway and crashed into the elevated local Lizer antenna and concrete, erupting into a huge fireball, while the tail section remained intact. Morning 8:57. A TC broadcasts a cautionary advisory about
birds are the real threat
activity in the vicinity of the airport.
Yeah, Sully Sullenberger. He ain't scared of no bird.
8:59. The pilot of Flight 7 C2216 reports a bird strike, declares an emergency with repeated. This is what he said.
I wonder if airports have a way of like maybe stopping birds from coming around. Like maybe there's something that, I don't know, like you couldn't put up a sky-high net, so I guess maybe that doesn't work. But one day they'll figure out a way to avoid bird strikes. I don't know how yet, though. Yeah, the Hudson, the miracle on the Hudson. Unfortunately, there's no miracle on the Potomac.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday calls and notifies a TC with the message. Bird strike, go around. Just 1 minute after the bird strike at 9 o'clock. The flight initiates a go-around maneuver and requests authorization to land on runway 19, which requires an approach from the opposite end of the airport's single runway that is from the north to the south, which is not the actual landing procedure. Usually then land from the south to the north. 9:01 in the morning, a TC clears the aircraft to land on runway 19, 9:02 local time. The aircraft touches down on the runway approximately 1,200 meters, which translates to 3,940 feet from the threshold of the 2,800 meter. This is around 9,184-foot runway. 9:02 and 55 seconds later, the Airport Fire Rescue Unit completes the deployment of fire rescue equipment. 9:03 Flight 7C-2216 overshoots the runway and crashes into a hill-like structure beyond the runway's end, which later on we came to know that it hit the localizer antenna and its adjacent concrete embankment. And finally, we have a missile attack plane crash. At 10:43 a.m. Kazakh time, which is Russia's Rostov Air Traffic Control Center, received a signal indicating that the crew had decided to divert the flight to Aktau due to adverse weather conditions in Baku and Makhachkala, a city in Russia's Dagestan region. At 10:53 a.m., the Rostov flight director informed Aktau's flight manager that an oxygen tank in the passenger cabin had exploded. This explosion report.
All right, so DSB says airports use a variety of methods to prevent bird strikes, including visual and sound deterrence, habitat modification, and bird spikes. Well, then, yeah. They just need to get someone out there with a BB gun and handle them.
Reportedly caused passengers to lose consciousness, prompting the crew to request immediate medical assistance upon landing. Emergency teams were swiftly mobilized.
Wait, I just looked up visibility in Black Hawk, and at night, visibility goggles limit peripheral vision, and they're required at night. Maybe that's the key then, Roger. Maybe it comes down to the goggles that the Black Hawk was wearing.
At Aktau Airport in preparation for the aircraft's arrival. At 11:02 a.m., the pilots made contact with Aktau Airport's air traffic control tower. Despite their efforts, the crew faced significant challenges during their descent. They attempted to land twice but were unable to maintain altitude or stabilize the aircraft. Tragically, at 11:28 a.m., contact with the crew was lost, and moments later, the plane crashed to the ground. This means the plane was hit between 10:30 to 10:53 a.m. Kazakh time by the Russian anti-air defense system. In this scenario, the plane is flying at a significantly higher altitude, rendering the cannons ineffective. Consequently, the system opts to deploy a missile as the optimal weapon for engagement. The missile is launched vertically from its sealed canister. It uses its advanced onboard guidance system to navigate with precision towards the designated target. As the missile approaches, its onboard sensors continue to track the civilian aircraft, which in this case is tragically identified as an Azerbaijani civilian aircraft. The missile carries a 25-kilogram high-explosive warhead. Upon reaching the target, the warhead detonates, releasing an intense explosion. The explosion occurs near the side of the aircraft, causing catastrophic damage to its tail section. The resulting shrapnel penetrates the...
Sorry, Daniel's crew. I don't know if you're on... I hope that you're on EG lately and not on Later with Lately, because you can't donate on Later with Lately. So just make sure you're on the right channel. But thank you. You'll just have to give me 2 next time.
Fuselage, inflicting severe internal structural damage. This devastating impact destabilizes the aircraft, leading to an uncontrollable descent. The severely damaged plane crashes near Aktau Airport, resulting in a tragic loss of life and a devastating outcome for all those on board. We make original videos from scratch, so please do subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.
Wow, so they do that all themselves. That's crazy. That's crazy. Whew. Okay, she's on the right channel. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case then. I don't know why. Man. I think we learned a lot tonight about that crash. Very sad. Very, very sad indeed, ma'am. I really don't know what else to say about it. He not on later with lately. Well, get on it then. Get on it. That channel needs some watch time. That needs some watch time, baby. I mean, that was a lot. There's a lot to take. A lot to deal with. Now I'm depressed, yeah. But you're also informed. You're an informed, depressed person, Soul. You're an informed, depressed person. And that counts for something. So, but it is. But I mean, this is like, sometimes this is kind of the stuff you got to look at, right? This is the reality of our lives. This is, you know, the reality of the world we live in. You know, all of us are eventually going to meet our maker, and sometimes things happen that just kind of express traffic that meeting. But let's hope that doesn't happen for anybody here. I forgot that, yeah, if they are using night flying in combat operations, they have to run night vision optics. Yeah, I mean, those night vision goggles would be blinded by that light coming off of the plane too, because they're very sensitive. They're very, very sensitive. So if there's a bright light coming, they might not have seen anything at all. Changes will be made due to this and will be safe future lives. Yes. Unfortunately, Soul, though, that's always what happens, right? It always happens that we end up having to have a tragedy happen for us to do anything to change it, even though we knew we probably could have prevented it. Like there's a road by me, right? That used to be a 2-lane road all the way up, all the way down, where the cars would have to stay. And I'm calling this right now. So if this ever happens in my township, I'm telling you right now that I called it right here and right now. But there's a road that used to be a 2-lane road that went like this, right? And cars would pass like this. But they built a shopping center in the area. So now the road it's still a 2-lane road, but as you pass the shopping center, the cars are forced to turn left and right like this around each other. And there's nothing there. There's no barricade or anything there that could stop a car from being in a head-on collision. If someone's coming down that road that's not familiar with driving around here and lose track of what they're doing, they're going to end up like a head-on collision. I'm calling it's going to happen. They need to put like a traffic light there or something. But you can't anticipate every possibility. That's true. And sometimes you need tragedy to happen to be able to anticipate those types of things. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out, especially K-Hux people. Thank you. You guys are always welcome in our chat. Become parts of our community. You know, we love it. We love it. Is she streaming right now? I know I saw her talk about earlier that she was going to be streaming tonight. Because if she did, I'd rate her, but, okay, so it looks like that's for Saturday. She's not streaming until Saturday. Okay, cool. I want to know, don't forget, guys, every Tuesday, every Thursday is when I stream. And if I don't, you can find out in the Discord. I usually let people know in the Discord. But there'll be a big video dropping this weekend. Please make sure you guys go show it some love. Check out my TikTok, guys. Where am I at now? Hang on. I got to check this because now it's like now it's crazy. A raid is just like you go and share stuff. Oh god, guys. My TikTok video is at 106.9 thousand views right now. 106. That's more than all of the views combined on the rest of my channel. If you add up every view I've ever gotten, ever, it would not match the that. You want me to raid Diesel? We can raid Diesel if you want. I'm sure he'd be appreciative. All right, give me 1 second. Let me set up the raid here. I haven't done this in a minute, so it might take a second to set up. I remember the last time we tried EG spitting number facts. Yeah, dude, that's wild. 106. Like, even if you took away the 100K, right? And you still added up like the 6K, it would probably match the total amount of views I got on that one video. But guys, we're breaking free. I always kind of looked at TikTok as a way to try to use to grow the YouTube. So maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. Don't go nowhere yet. I need to raid someone. I need to raid someone here. So don't leave. I need you to go over, say hi to Diesel, and then if you want to leave, you can leave. Moreau's live too, but I done him too many times. I done it for him too many times. One too many. I did one time. One too many times, I'll tell you. All right, so you have to go to content. Let's go to live. We'll go here. Go to customization. And then we add the redirect link. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. The redirect should be in and ready to go. So make sure you guys go over and say hi to Diesel for me. Tell him EG sent you. Count EG will suck your blood. Destiny will suck something else. But anyway, guys, much love to you guys. Go say hi to Diesel. If you guys want to stick around and hang out with him, by all means, do it. He's a good dude. And then and support Blue Jay. And then if you guys want to do anything after that, go for it. But I will be back next week. Unless I might do a stream this weekend with Miss Lately. She said she'd be interested in doing one, talking about all the stuff going on with that drama going on between Ryan Reynolds' wife and that guy that she did that movie with. So we might jump into that a little bit, have a little fun with that. So I will let you guys know in the Discord, and I will post it in the community tab if we do that. J Sauce, Blue Jay, Master Toothpick, Soul Luna, Neon Tree, DSB, Carla, Tina, Rajira, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure you guys go say hello to Diesel before you pop out, and I'll see you guys very soon. See you guys very, very soon. Bye.